Hey everyone, Chelsea here from So Simple Home. We've got a real fun, easy project today. We are making some Easter pennants. So these are fun little flags that you can put around your house, decorate your porch, have your kids help you with, whatever you want to do. So there's the Easter one and a bunny one. And for this tutorial, we're going to show you how to do the Easter carrot pennant. So the link to the pattern, the free pattern, is in the description of this video. It'll have all three different pennants and the different pieces to them if you want to do them. So we're going to do this one here today. So first thing, you're going to need a square of material. This one, let me see what this one measures, because it's just it's about 10 by 10 inches. And then a couple smaller pieces for your carrot. This is part of the pattern. It has the bunny and then the two carrot pieces. Like I said, it'll be in the description, and then you can get the pennant as well. So the first thing that we're going to do is we are actually using this Sulky Perfect Applique fusible webbing. If you don't have this and you have heat and bond, that'll work as well. But we're just using that to kind of applique today in a different way than normal. So you're just going to need a piece that will fit half of your square. And you want your square to be big enough that your pennant will fit on it, and you can cut your pennant out because we're going to fold this in half to make the two sides of the pennant, if that makes sense. So I am just going to press this Perfect Applique on here, and then I'm going to peel it up on one side and add just a little bit more, just to make sure I get all the way to the end of where my pennant will be. Now we're doing this method just because it's faster and it takes less sewing, and so that's one of the benefits of the project. So I have the Perfect Applique on this side, and then I'm just going to fold this in half and press. So that's one of the things I like about this project. If you don't have a sewing machine, or you only have, can only do a straight line, but you really want to sew a holiday project, this is the project for you. So now we have our two sides to our pennant. There's no sewing as of right now, which is awesome, right? So we're going to put our pennant on here, and then you can do two things. You can pin it on there and cut it out, or you can take, I'm using a fabric marker, which is water soluble. You can also get a heat soluble one, and I'm just kind of tracing the outline of the pennant here so that I can cut it out. I'm going to move that out of the way. And then I'm going to use my pinking shears. This is going to make it so I don't have to finish the edges of this pennant. They'll already be finished, and so they won't fray. Now if you want it to have more of a scrappy feel to it, you definitely could use regular scissors and then kind of pull the edge of the material so that you're getting some of that raw edge to fray. But that's, again, that's totally up to you. All right, so there is my cutout pennant. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to top stitch around the outside of this flag just to keep the two layers together, because over time, sometimes that perfect applique will start to peel because it's technically just to keep your applique in place. So I just sewed around the outside. The thread's pulling just a little bit today. Tension must be off slightly. I'll just pull these back. Okay, there's my flag base. Super easy, nothing special. All right, now let's do our carrot. Now this carrot design, you'll get it on the piece of paper. What I do is I take my perfect applique or my heat and bond and put it over the top and trace it. I did the same thing on this guy, put it over the top and trace it. So now it's on the paper side of my perfect applique or my heat and bond, whichever one you have. And then I'm going to trim it down just a little bit so I don't waste all this material. Trim it up a little. And then I can press that design right to my material. And what that's going to do is make it easier for me to cut out this design on the fabric. I have found this is the best method whenever you're adding applique to anything like this project here. It's just simple applique, right? We're just doing a cute little carrot. It's nothing special, but it just makes cutting it out so much easier, and I can really get the detail of whatever the applique is because it has some structure to it because of the paper and the adhesive on it. All right, so here's my carrot. It's just gonna go right here, just like that. So I'll have my bunnies, a carrot, and then a little banner that says Easter. Now, where I place it's gonna make a difference because I am going to turn this side of the banner. I am going to turn that so that I can add my dowel here. So let's go ahead and do that. We might as well while we're at it here. So we're just going to turn it about a ½ an inch across. I'm just going to press it just so it'll sit better. And we're just going to stitch those layers together right along the edge. That way the pennant will stay, or the dowel will stay in place. Right? I want it to stay. I want my flag to fly. I got a little bit of, okay, so now we can put our carrot on there. And our carrot isn't really anything special. We'll pull the paper off. It's just a cute little carrot. You could bedazzle it if you wanted. Add a little bit, you know, add some lines. You could add some sparkle to it, whatever you want. We're just gonna do a very simple carrot here. Now the fun thing about this project is it matches our Easter bunting that we have on the blog. So if you want to make the Easter bunting and then have the Easter flags to go with it, these bunnies and the carrot are the same pattern. So that's kind of fun to know. Now we're just gonna plop this guy in our machine, and we're just taking our machine and we're gonna just stitch down our carrot. That's just so that it stays in place. Like I said, over time, The Heat and Bond or the Perfect Applique, it's not meant to adhere forever. It's just meant to make it easier to do applique. And so you want to make sure that when you're using that, you do stitch down your design, stitch down your carrot, stitch down your bunny, stitch down whatever you're using it for. We have other fun appliques that we use Heat and Bond for, and Perfect Applique. And I'll try and link to some of those in the description so you can go check them out. All right. Cut all these threads here. Now you could, if you don't want the stitching to be on the back of your flag, you could add your applique to the single layer before you fold it in half, and then the stitching would be hidden, but that's totally up to you. So now I have a wooden dowel. These I think are about 10-12 inches. Let's see what they are. This one's 13, that one's 12, that one's 12. So they're about 12 inches each. I think that's a pretty good size. And then I have some scraps here of fabric. And if you wanted, you could make scraps that match more with your colors. I just happen to have these scraps lying around, so I figured they work here. And you tie them on the bottom. And then it's fun to have them all different lengths. This one's too long. I don't want it that long. And this one has the selvage, which I don't really want to see. And then there you go. There's your cute little Easter carrot pennant. So we have 3 different styles of pennants with 3 different designs. You could mix and match. The bunnies, I put kind of like a fun cotton material. You could sew a cotton ball, or if you have pom-poms, you could sew those for the tail, and then applique around the bunny. For the Easter one, I actually use felt for the words and for the outline of this pennant, because it is a little bit harder to cut out each of these pieces and get them attached. But they're each really fun. You could add them to a mason jar and put them on a shelf, or if you have a tiered tray, they would make a fun design that way. But that's how you make these Easter pennants. You could use the same pattern to do different holidays, or make some specifically for, you know, each season, or even for your own home decor, whatever works, or your kid's bedroom. So make sure you check out the link in the description so you can go to the blog. The photo tutorial will be there. At the end of the post, you can download the pattern so you can make your own bunting. If you have questions, make sure to leave them in the comments. I always come back and answer any questions that I can get. Or if you would like, you can always email, and I'm happy to answer those questions as well. Well, other than that, make sure to grab the pattern, and we will see you guys next time.